I am speaking with the legendary Myles Kennedy this afternoon, and he's got a new album coming out in May. The Ides of March is the name of that one. And now, can you talk a little bit about putting this album together? Like, what were your inspirations in putting this album together?
A lot of free time. I think that was probably the one of the big reasons. I was in the middle of an album cycle with Alter Bridge. We were doing a Walk the Sky run, and then the COVID hit, and so with a lot of free time on my hands, I decided to go ahead and write a record, and spent March of last year till about July putting it together, and then recorded it in August. So it's a nice kind of a summary of a lot of the emotions a lot of us were feeling during that period. It was very inspired.
Yeah, and you can see that, I think, in the track list when you look at this album. Song titles like "Get Along," "In Stride," "Wake Me When It's Over." I think you can definitely see that in this album. And so, because of that, when you were putting this album together, did you have other ideas and then it evolved because of the COVID pandemic, or did it always kind of start that way from the beginning?
Well, I had a few ideas, musical ideas floating around.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that, I pulled a handful of those, but most of the music and the lyrics was written during that window. And as a lyricist, you write what you know, what you understand, and what you're feeling at that moment. So there was such a vast amount of things to draw from during that period. It was hard not to write about that. But I certainly didn't go into it with a preconceived notion. I just started writing for the sake of writing, and it kind of unfolded, within the first month of creating the record. Things were moving so fast, or I should say they were slowing down. The world basically stopped. So that was really what ultimately led to the narrative.
All right, cool, very cool. And, I was watching the video to the song In Stride, and I love the song, by the way. I think I'm going to make that my new theme song. But,
awesome.
You went a very interesting route with the video, it being, animated, kind of this paper, animation. What made you decide to go that route?
Well, Stefan, the guy who directed it and does the video, we'd used him on an Alter Bridge track, mm-hmm. and we were really just blown away, not just by his animation, but just his overall vision and what he would bring to the whole concept. And so we thought it would be interesting to give him a shot and see what he would come up with for the song, and we were really happy with it. He's got a real gift of taking what you bring to him sonically and putting a really cool visual to it. So we figured, why not give it a shot?
Right. All right. Cool. Very cool. And, people, of course, know you as Myles Kennedy, but they may also know you from, of course, the band Alter Bridge, as you've mentioned, or your work with Slash and the Conspirators. When it comes to, you just put this album together, and, like, if you happen to think of a melody of some kind or some lyrics come to mind, how, in a sense, do you keep all of that straight? What makes you decide to, potentially put something on one of your solo albums, or potentially use it for something with Alter Bridge or Slash?
It's pretty easy. Generally, I feel like first of all, the process is the music will come first, and then the melody will evolve from there, and then the lyrics. So if I'm writing music for, say, Alter Bridge, and then I come with the melody and some sort of lyrical idea, because the style is so different from what I do with the solo realm or with Slash. He's coming up with the music, and then I'm putting the melody on after the fact. So I just basically wait for him to send me some sort of musical idea, and then I run with it. As far as waking up and hearing melodies and then documenting them on my phone and saving them. I do have like a little kind of file that I set aside with things that could go. Maybe this will go in this realm or that realm, but for the most part, the process starts with the music first. So it's pretty easy to make the decision.
Okay, good, very good. And with this new album coming out here, the Ides of March. Now, I've talked with other bands here, and they said, in coming with new music, it can be difficult right now because typically, in order to promote it, you put yourself out there, you do some touring and whatnot. Have you found that to be a difficulty as well in promoting this new album?
Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's going to be, I think it could be a while before you can get a large amount of people into an enclosed room and do it safely. So, we're just trying to figure out how we're going to navigate. The record doesn't come out till May 14th. Mm-hmm. So we do have a little bit of time, but I doubt it's going to be what it was 2 years ago as far as what they're going to be able to fit into a room safely. So I think that we'll just wait and see. But I felt, given the content of the record, mm-hmm. what I didn't want to have happen was release it, a year from now when you knew that, or hopefully things would be the way they were, and then have the songs not resonate. I feel like a lot of this material is still relevant, and the shelf life hasn't expired. So I thought, well, it would be more appropriate to release it now.
All right, good, very good. Is there anything else then? Anything else that you would like to touch on that we may not have already discussed that you'd like our listeners and your fans out there to know?
No, you covered it, man. I appreciate your time, and the record comes out May 14th. If you want more information, go to MylesKennedy.com, and look forward to getting out there and performing somehow, whether it's just solo acoustic or whatever it is. Hopefully I can get out and play these songs to some degree in the year.